company Unique Luxury Travels believes luxury travel focuses on personalized and customized experiences instead of how much something costs. Matt started his business in the summer of 2022 after spending more than 20 years working in television news. Born and raised in Westchester County, New York, Matt wanted to spend more time with his family after living across the country during his award-winning career in journalism. Longtime friends find his new career choice ironic because Matt feared flying until traveling to London in 2015 to watch his beloved New York Jets play at Wembley Stadium. Since then, Matt's been to 30 countries. A few of his favorites include England, Australia, Argentina, and Germany. Matt enjoys working his hobbies into travel, which includes sports, history, art, breweries, wine, and finding the best pizza and steak in the world. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thanks, Maggie. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of fun things to talk about, including your own career transition. So thanks for being here to inspire others, because a lot of people are finding that they'd like to make a change. And you sharing your story today is really going to help them understand, the pluses, minuses, and, just hearing from a successful career changer like yourself is really going to make a difference. So thanks for that. So 20 years in TV news, winning awards, and then you make a change. How'd you know it was time for a change for yourself, Matt?
I was lucky because I went into a career that I loved doing. I was so passionate about TV. I was so passionate about news and kind of crafting shows together. That's how I started. That's what I did for so long. And I stopped loving it after a while. It took 20 years, but that passion, that joy that I had when I started, it wasn't there anymore. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't fake it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was hard to admit, it was hard to realize, but eventually I did. And I knew it was time for a change. It wasn't a time to change, TV stations or jobs at a station. It was time for a full out change and to really find something that I'd love again for the next 20 years.
Yeah, that lost enthusiasm is a really good sign, and you were smart for paying attention to it. So travel is something that you love on a personal level, and I love that you worked your hobbies into your new job now or your new business. So are you happier? Is the grass actually greener now?
I'm definitely happier. People who've known me for a long time, they all comment about how much more I smile, how much more I laugh, how I just seem to have the weight of the world off of my shoulders. So there's definitely a lot more joy to my life again. Is the grass greener? I don't know. Maybe I can answer that in a few years when I really got a much stronger foundation and, some of those business decisions start to, bear fruit. Right now, it's, there's some nerves and a little bit of worry with that. But even with that, I do know from hearing from my friends that I am happier. I am more pleasant. All of those things that, you want to be in life, I'm finally starting to see them.
That's awesome. And so you did, take something that was personal, make it more professional. And so are you enjoying learning the business aspects of luxury travel?
I am. It's always something new and it's always something unique. And that's one of the reasons I went into luxury, because everyone who's taking luxury vacations wants it catered specifically to them. And, going back to my old career in news, one of the great things about news is it's a different day every day. You never know what you're going to be telling people or what you're going to be reporting on. And now I never know the requests that are going to be coming in or just how personalized someone is going to want in their next journey, the experiences they want. I mean, we can all go to the same city and have 20 different ideas as to the best way to enjoy it. So that's really something that I love doing and helping people be able to bring that to life for them. So, yeah,
Yeah. So
definitely.
business and fun kind of combined in a really smart way. So I can tell people, Matt, because you were really fast at your transition, lightning speed, I would call it, from setting up your new business to getting credentials, 'cause I know that was a big part of it, and completing different
Mhm.
trainings. Some required just some that you wanted to beef up on, marketing your new business, right? There's a lot that goes into it.
Right.
What was the most difficult part, would you say, of kind of leaving that place where you'd been so successful for 20 years, starting something new with all this new stuff? Here you are moving so fast. Was it easy? Was it hard? What was challenging about it?
The hardest part is probably the marketing. And it's weird because when you get to the top of the news industry, you have to market the product a lot. And I was like, oh, well, I have a marketing background from doing that. But with the news, there are only so many stations people are going to tune into, or so many websites they're going to go to. And you kind of have your audience already. You don't have to branch out as a new organization, and that's really what I'm being forced to do right now. I'm enjoying it, but that is something that is very new to me, is the marketing myself and what I'm able to bring you, compared to just, oh, here's this product of the news of the day, and how we're going to tell it to you differently than the other guys, or in a better way than the competition. It's really all about the unique services, the personal service, the customization, the personalization that I can bring to my travelers. And I don't like to talk about myself really, and you kind of have to do that in this to get people to want to work with you. And that's something that's been a little bit of a challenge for me, and kind of works into that marketing aspect of being different and being a little harder than I probably expected, as I made the change over the summer.
Well, I can tell people listening, because I know you're a little modest on this side of things, but you do have a very good appreciation for luxury travel and creative ways of looking at it. Like, I think from what you've told me, your ideas are really good. So for people
Thank you. I
considering it.
appreciate that. And, I know my travelers have enjoyed it also so far. And that's been the great part, is seeing them on their vacation, and then hearing from them afterwards, and them sending me pictures or videos, of just how much they enjoyed it. And maybe they were a little hesitant about something, and I was like, oh, I really think this will be great for you, from based off of what you're telling me about yourself. Yes, maybe it's a little challenging, and them coming back and saying that was the best part of the vacation, that was the best part about it. So yeah, yes, I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot, as because you're right. I don't like talking about myself. It's something, um, I'm just not comfortable doing. I want people to see, and I want to be able to prove, compared to words. It's actions speak louder than words in my world.
No, I can appreciate that. You'll get the client successes and keep sharing them, because that's what people want to hear. Yeah, and I think travel is really great for getting people out of their comfort zone. So I like that you're offering an expanded perspective to people. It's a really great option when it comes to travel. So you've taken the plunge, right? 'Cause you did
Mhm.
leave TV news. You're no more ties there, right? Full on into
None.
your own business. Done, right? Look at that smile.
I barely watch it now. I'm one of those people.
Right. Like, I lived it for so long. I'm good. So you've taken the plunge, really, and you've taken the steps and you put yourself out there. So what advice do you have for others who are considering a career transition themselves?
Um, don't be scared. And that's probably, not probably, but that's something you really helped me understand, when you and I first connected. All I knew was news. All I knew was television, or the world of mass communication. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I can do PR. Maybe I should do PR or media relations, something like that. And you could tell that just wasn't what I was really wanting to do. It was just something that I thought, well, I had the skill sets for. And the hardest part was really saying to myself, okay, I've got to find something different. I've got to do something that I'm going to love and be passionate about. And just because it doesn't seem like it's a possible career, that I shouldn't do it. And I remember, the ideation with the
Mm.
different things that we looked at. as I made the transition out of news, and I was like, well, I can't turn a passion for travel and history and sports and drinking and food and art into a career. How am I supposed to do that? They're all such different things, and you know, sometimes you get so stuck seeing the the small picture maybe instead of the big picture, or you get so much tunnel vision as to, well, this is what I can do and this is what I can't do. And that was for me the hardest part, was being able to get out of that. And it, as I say, you really helped me be able to do that and open my horizons a little bit, to not just go, well, that's a career that I've heard of, or that's a job that I've heard of, and taking what I love and, the things that I'm naturally good at, and being able to combine it into a potential job, now a career, and a business of my own. I never thought I'd have one of those. So, sometimes I think it's just getting over your own fears.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think that's why the lightning speed of your transition was so impressive, because it is scary to put yourself out there in a new way. And I took 4 years, to be honest, to make my transition as a business owner. I did take a day job that wasn't my ideal, but I was like, well, it pays the bills and I'll slowly build it. And that's another option that people can take. There's no right or
Yeah.
wrong. But just to be able to dive in, right, and immerse yourself. And you had been traveling personally on this luxury scale for such a long time. It wasn't, at all unnatural. It's almost like you were freed up to do the
Yeah.
type of stuff that you'd had ideas for. And now you're like, well, now I have an avenue for all this information and these interests that I have that I didn't have before.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned a minute ago, based off of something we talked about a while ago, 30 countries. I think I'm closer to 40 now, possibly, because
Wow.
I have the time. It's my job to go and travel and explore these places, so that other travelers can do it too. And working in television, unless you're you know Tom Brokaw or Katie Couric or one of those people, you're not making a ton of money. And I was able to travel in luxury anyway, because it's so much more than just money. Um, I know something that's really popular, and it's the way I was able to travel for the longest time, especially above my means, was utilizing miles and points with credit card companies and transferring them over. And I love helping people do that. So it doesn't have to always be about money. And some of the best experiences that are luxury or are unique, they're almost free. They're just, no one knows about them because no one takes the time to learn about it. I mean, I was in Copenhagen over the summer and had this amazing private tour of the top of a church from the roof, and you can see the 360. I mean, of all of Copenhagen and miles away. And I posted it on social media, and someone said, "How do you manage to do this? I can't imagine. I can't. I don't have the money to do this." And I said, Bill, literally, this tour that I'm on right now is free. It's just, you have to know to be at this location at this exact time on this day, and you can go on it too. So, unique and luxury really can be combined, even if you don't have the money that you might think you need for it. You can take advantage of so many experiences and make them into once in a lifetime memories, bucket list destinations, all of those things that you see people posting about and talking about. You can do it. You just sometimes need someone to help you get there.
Yeah, well, you're leading the way for sure. And I think that's really fun because, at the end of the day, to start a business that you're passionate about, you want to be able to share that passion. And it seems like that's a really great example. Well, you did already share this a unique location, or at least a unique experience. But I wanted to ask, because we all are padding our bucket lists, aren't we always, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since you've made 30 to now 40 countries and you've been doing more travel since you started this business, I think travel can be a great way to conquer our fears, like it did for you, right?
Yeah.
traveling. So
The
what's it?
The Jets won that game, by the way.
Wow, which
So,
is even more of a
that's not
miracle.
something
No
we're
kidding.
used to saying as Jet fans.
That's right. No, I think that's great. The Jets are on their way up, so maybe yeah, there's even more travel with them sometime. But what is there another unique location that you can share that you think, wow, this is something that might not be on a lot of people's radar, but it's something you would say put on your bucket list?
I think South America, and the Patagonia region in Argentina and Chile. And I know they're becoming a little bit more popular, but it's not something. They're not places that are really top of mind for travelers here in the U.S. We go to Europe, we go to Asia.
Well, especially when people
Maybe
think luxury, that's what they
right.
think, right? The European river cruise,
Yeah,
traveling all the way to Asia, Japan, these beautiful cities.
and yeah, Emirates first class or Singapore Airlines
Right,
first
right.
class,
Singapore
all of those
Airlines,
things,
right.
and
Qantas, yeah, right.
those are all great. Trust me, I know I've done them. They're fantastic. Um, the Patagonia region, though, has so much luxury in terms of both experience and destination. What I mean by destination is you have some of the best resorts in the world there, and they're almost, I don't want to say they're empty because they're crowded for what they are, but they only have 10 to 15, 20 rooms maybe. So you really have that personal service. Everyone there knows you by first name. And by the end of the first night, they know exactly what you like and what you want and the things that you're going to be interested in. They cater it to you. And I mean, I've been lucky enough to see so much of the world, and nothing took my breath away like Argentina did. Patagonia, seeing the glacier, Mount Fitzroy, and while this is in the northern part of the country and not Patagonia, but Iguazu Falls, it's just an amazing location, and again, it's different than what people here generally do. And you can get, I mean, again, where luxury can also not always have to equal a lot of money, because Argentina is not as popular for a lot of people, or Chile. The prices are really reasonable a lot of the time when you want to go there. I mean, I had one of the best steak and wine dinners I've ever had, and it cost me $15 US. I mean, I I can't get a bottle of water in
Right.
New York City here for
Right. For
$15 at times,
$15.
it
Yeah,
feels.
right, right.
So I really think South America is a location that's unique because not a lot of people have been there, and there's plenty to do.
Yeah. Wow. Opening our travel worlds. That's great, Matt. So where can people find out more about you, your story, your travel business?
I mean, best way is probably my website, which is, and I'll try to speak slowly so that it comes out properly because it's hard for me to speak
I'll put in the
slowly.
show notes too, but go
All
ahead.
right. Uniqueluxurytravels.com. That's the name of my company, Unique Luxury Travels, and it's also the website. And once you get to the website, there are links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube. It's got stories about places I've been. There are guides as to for destinations, things to see, ways to travel. So that's probably the best way. It's got my email, it's got my phone number. So uniqueluxurytravels.com is really the best way to learn more.
Wow. Well, thank you for being here today to share your own transition. Any parting thoughts for career wise for people out there who are maybe on the fence, maybe for a luxury travel experience, but also for a career change? I've had a lot of clients have epiphanies when they're traveling, career ones. So that's a
Right.
little plug
Yeah.
for you there, Matt. But anything else you want to leave people with?
I mean, I think you need to follow your heart. We all worry about money. We all worry about change and are we going to succeed? And it's easy, I think, to let those hold us back. If you don't love what you do, it's not going to be enjoyable. So, you really follow your heart and make sure that is leading the way if you plan on making a career change.
Wow. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's fantastic. You're a living example, my friend. And the more we do to follow our hearts, I think it inspires more people to do the same. And I think the world's a better place when we're all doing what we love. So,
Yes, for sure.
yeah,
For sure,
awesome.
definitely.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate your time today.
All right. Thanks so much, Maggie.